We have some breaking news for you in our national lead. We just got brand new video of a shootout between two children and sheriff's deputies in Volusia County, Florida. One of the kids is a 14-year-old girl. The other is a 12-year-old boy. We do want to warn you that the video is disturbing, and this is not the raw video. It's a compilation that was released by the sheriff's department.
Let's just hold on. Take our time. 10-4, they're shooting at me. Hold it. Hold the air. Don't make me do this. Don't do this.
The sheriff says that the kids were armed with 3 guns, including an AK-47 and 200 rounds of ammo that they reportedly found in a house into which they had broken. The 14-year-old girl was shot by a sheriff's deputy. She's in the hospital, quote, fighting for her life. The 12-year-old boy surrendered uninjured, we are told. The sheriff says this could have been much, much worse.
My deputies showed more restraint than I'm showing right now. More because I am furious that we could be burying somebody tonight. They shot through the bedroom window. They shot from the garage door. I mean, this is like Bonnie and Clyde at 12 and 14 years of age.
CNN's Layla Santiago is in Florida following this. Layla, what else do we learn from the video?
Well, Jake, not only do we see sort of how officers dealt with the situation at times hiding behind the tree, you also learn quite a bit from the radio traffic, hearing the officers get instructions to not challenge the two and asking for de-escalation. In fact, according to the sheriff, they tried several tactics to de-escalate, from throwing in a phone to even calling for tear gas. So how does this all end? Well, you said it, the 12-year-old surrendered and the 14-year-old was shot, and then they go in to get her to medical treatment. But you know, something that happened after all of that, detectives were able to interview the 12-year-old, and from that interview we learned more disturbing details.
He advised that the 14-year-old made a statement, "I'm going to roll this down like GTA," referring to the video game Grand Theft Auto. He stated that the female fired multiple shots at deputies who were outside of the residence. He then noticed green dots were on him, so he fired the double-barrel shotgun at deputies as well.
Now, the sheriff was very critical of the juvenile justice system and also said that the home where these children lived, an emergency shelter, really can't handle children that fall under this system. The home, in a statement to CNN, said that their plan for now is to stop their emergency shelter program until they feel that they can safely provide care for the children. They also said that they are overwhelmed and, quote, "The situation is tragic and is the result of the system failing our children. These children are in desperate need of care and the appropriate setting, which is a higher level of care than we provide." Jake, tonight I also spoke to the homeowner who says that he too is struggling with what happened there, struggling to find a way to get his daughters back into the home and feel safe again.
We're learning some more facts right now in regard to this enhanced video that the grand jury apparently saw. I just looked at it myself.
Evidence, according to the prosecutor.
And they're going in section, almost frame by frame. First of all, it shows that a lot of children were at that recreational center outside at the time the officers pulled up. That forms their state of mind. Then it talks about the original dispatch call said that the officer was going to be, that Tamir Rice was going to be at the swing set. But when they pulled up, they saw he was at a table under the gazebo. And then you see the video, and it very plainly shows he stands up and puts an object into the waistband. He appears to go in the opposite direction, but then changes direction toward the officers, and the cruiser is still moving at that point. It then shows the right hand of Tamir Rice in front of the body, right arm moves to the waist, and you see his jacket moving up with this enhanced video. They say the officer fired 2 times. One shot hit Tamir Rice 4.5 to 9 feet away. Also says we hear the 911 call, the dispatch call from the officer saying it's a black male, probably 20, a black revolver is in his hand. And this is what they say is a key to it. The gun was found on the ground. And so that they believe was because the gun was out. It wasn't in the waistband.
Sacramento police released video of the shooting death of Stephen Clark, who was shot by police in his backyard.
Show me your hands! Let's see your hands!
He was unarmed. Here's what police body camera and helicopter footage shows.
911, what's the location of the emergency?
Guys going down the street breaking windows of cars. He busted both my truck windows out. He busted in the people's backyard right now.
8 minutes later, officers arrive at a house in the area.
Can we check your backyard real quick? Supposedly somebody just broke some windows over here. I got this corner if you want to fan that way real quick. Yeah.
At this point, it's unclear where the suspect is.
He didn't come this way, dude.
Moments later, the helicopter alerts the officers that they've spotted an individual.
Running to the south.
This is 22-year-old Stephen Clark. They run to Clark's home. The officers spot Clark.
Hey! Show me your hands! Stop! Stop! Stop. Show me your hands! Gun!
At this moment, Clark is at the side of the house.
Show me your hands! Gun!
Then Clark drops to his hands and knees. They continue to fire.
5-7 shots fired. Some stay down. Show me your hands! Let's see your hands!
2 minutes and 50 seconds later, the officers try to communicate with Clark.
Hey! Can you hear us?
Police department, can you hear us?
We need to know if you're okay. We need to get you medics, but we can't go over there to get you help unless we know you don't have the weapon.
5 minutes after the last bullet, they go check on him.
If one of you guys want to go hands, cover him.
There was a cell phone next to Clark's body. No guns were found. Officers involved have been put on paid leave as district and city attorneys investigate.